Today we're going to be talking about driver secrets. How do we become better drivers? What is the safe thing to do? We're going to go ahead and get right into it. When we're driving, we want to make sure our seat is properly adjusted. A lot of times beginning drivers get too close to the steering wheel where you're bunched up to the steering wheel or you're too far away. You want to have a slight bend in your elbows. You want to be able to pivot your foot between the gas and brake. We're driving automatic cars. We're not driving manuals. So we want to use our left foot to pivot between, we want to use our right foot to pivot between the gas and brake, and our left foot goes to the dead pedal. So it's really important that you have good placement of your feet. You also want to wear thin sole shoes. So that is extremely important. You want to do your mirror checks. You want to check your inside mirror. You see me looking up. That is the inside mirror. Your driver's side mirror is to your left. You want to use your eyes and look, and then you want to use your eyes and look to the right. Your mirrors have to be adjusted properly. That's extremely important that you have proper mirror adjustments. So when you're driving, you can look to the left, you can look to the middle, and you can look to the right. You saw eye movement. Eye movement is extremely important. Let's continue. Your blind spots. You have 4 blind spots. Your blind spots are to the left, to the right, in front of you, and behind you. So knowing this, when you make lane changes, if you're making a lane change to the left, inside mirror, you turn on your left turn signal, you look over your left shoulder to check that blind spot. If you're making a right lane change, you need to turn on your right turn signal, you need to check your mirror, and you need to look over your right shoulder to check your blind spot. Those blind spot checks are extremely important. Let's continue on with knowledge. You need to have knowledge of traffic signals. We do not want to see students run lights. If you can slow down in 3 seconds and have a nice stop, that's really important that you have that nice stop. It's very important. A nice stop is not slamming the brake. It's not hitting the gas real hard. Intersections are the most dangerous place. So you as a beginning driver, you want to make sure you're looking before you get to an intersection. You want to make sure you look when you get there to be safe. Let's continue and talk about road signs. Road signs are an area where all of us need to improve, me included. Your guide signs are green and white, brown and white. Okay, your regulatory signs are red and white. Just to give you some examples, your warning signs are yellow and black. You as beginning drivers, a beginning driver is someone who has 10 years of experience or less. You have to have knowledge of those signs to help you. Let's talk about road markings. You have a broken white line. This means you need to be able to change lanes in either direction. If you have a solid double line, this means you cannot pass. Okay, you have to wait until the line is broken. You don't want to pass on a curve or a hill because you cannot see. Let's continue talking about traffic laws. You need to know the laws in your general area. They vary from county to county, state to state, province to province. But laws are designed to keep cars on the road, keep pedestrians on the sidewalk, and they allow the highway transportation system to work properly. You need to make sure you have knowledge of the law. Let's continue talking about the rules of the right-of-way. The first person to get there is the first person to leave. So we need to make sure we understand that the car on the right of you has the right-of-way. If you're not sure of a car, then you wait. You can always wave them by, then they can continue. So if you're not sure, be patient and wait. Let's continue talking about bicycles and pedestrians. Bicycles are kind of unique. If they're on the sidewalk, you treat them as a pedestrian. If they're on the road, they have a right to one full lane. Where pedestrians, if they're walking on the road, they should not be walking on the road. They should be on the sidewalk. And you always, bicyclists, want to go in the flow of the traffic. You should not be going against the traffic. Let's continue. Let's talk about driver abilities. Everyone has a different ability. You want to be in a situation where you have control of your vehicle. If you're going too fast, you need to slow down. If you're not going fast enough, based on the conditions of the road, you need to speed up. Patience and time. Usually takes about 10 minutes for a beginning driver to get comfortable, to learn to go with the flow of the traffic. Everyone's a little bit different. There's a little bit of anxiety. There's a little bit of apprehension. There is a little bit of nervousness. So you need to take your time. Let's continue talking about the vehicle dynamics. Every vehicle rides a little bit differently. An SUV will drive differently than a smaller vehicle. A smaller vehicle will drive differently than a large semi-truck. You need to know the types of trucks and the capabilities so you can be successful on the road. And it takes a patient instructor, a patient parent, a patient guardian. And when you're patient, you're going to be more successful, you're going to be less stressed, and then you will reach your goal to get your full license, because that's what it's all about, right? Let's continue talking about the correct way to steer. You don't want to shuffle the wheel. You want to turn hand over hand into the turn and turn hand over hand out. There's a lot of controversy about how you turn the steering wheel. In the United States, we primarily teach hand over hand. There's some instructors that do hand to hand. We know we have an airbag in the middle of the steering wheel. We're not trying to blow our thumbs off. So you want to keep your fingers clear. We have 9 and 3. We have 10 and 2. You always need to know what the other vehicles are doing. Thank you. I appreciate you. You always want to do well, and that's super important. In California, Detroit, Texas, there's a different vibe. Different cities, different vibes, different communities have different energy levels. And as you get to a downtown area, you're going to have more traffic. You're going to have more people who are coming into the city to work and who are coming out of the city to go back to suburban areas. So more on that later. That is a very good point. So let's continue talking about you want to be smooth in your turns. If you turn too early, you're going to cut your turn short and go over the curb. If you turn too wide, then you will turn into the wrong lane. Speed control is super important. And for me as an instructor, I need to recommend staying within the speed limit. It varies from community to community. Speed control is super important. And the volume of traffic, here's the rule for the volume of traffic. The slow lane is to the right. The middle lane is the smooth lane, and the lane to the left is the faster lane or the passing lane. So if you can't keep proper speed control, you need to be in the middle lane or you need to be in the right lane. That is extremely important. Let's continue talking about speed adjustments according to driving conditions. If it's a snowstorm and the speed limit 70, you must drive at a speed that is safe and reasonable for the conditions on the road. It's very critical that you have control of your vehicle. You can't get a ticket if you're driving too fast. Pretend I'm leaving San Diego, California, and there's heavy traffic. If I'm going over the speed limit, I'm in danger of running into someone. Someone stops really fast, I will rear end them, and then I will be at fault. So you want to control your speed, drive at a speed that is safe and reasonable for conditions on the road. Very good. Let's continue talking about acceleration and braking. A lot of beginning drivers are very slow when the light turns green and accelerating, so you're chasing the cars. We don't want to chase the cars. We want to take our time. We want to make sure we're good. And you want to respect the police because they're there to help you. Thank you. They're there to help you become successful. We don't want to gawk at the police. If we gawk or rubberneck, we're not focusing on the traffic ahead of us. California, Texas, Florida, Detroit, Chicago, high volume areas of traffic, and they're driving 70, 75, 80. If you're a new and beginning driver, you need to drive at a safe and consistent speed. We don't want to encourage speeding. We want to be consistent. So in accelerating, you want to accelerate smoothly. Every car is different. If I had 10 Corvettes, 10 Mustangs, everyone has a different slight variation in the computer system. One car, you push the gas and it instantly accelerates up to 30. Another car, you accelerate, and it accelerates up to 27. So there are variations in the computer dynamics. So you want to use the ball of your foot. You want to take your time and accelerate. Don't overpower your car. And if you feel your car losing traction, then you lift your foot, allow your tires to settle down on that pavement, and then you'll have better control. Braking, You want to squeeze gently. You want to slow down before you go into the curve. You want to take your time. Extremely important that you're patient and take your time. Let's talk about curves, turns, and intersections. You want to go slow into the turn because centrifugal force will pull you to the outside of the edge and you'll literally drift out of your lane. Intersections are very dangerous places. You have to look left, middle, and right. You want to be careful, and also you have to remember gas control, brake control is extremely important. You want to be able to pivot that foot between the gas and brake, and if the car's going too fast, you want to lift your foot off. If it's going too slow, you want to gradually accelerate to build momentum in the turns. A lot of beginning drivers either lift their foot off the gas or they slam it and then the car jerks and you jerk wide, drifting out of your lane, which is very scary. You overturn, or you cut it short and go over the curb. If you have experience, you can share those. So let's continue talking about railroad crossings. You've got to look left, right, and left. If you don't, you will get a deduction in points. So you have to look because there are a lot of crossings in North America where there are no gates, right? The lights don't work. So you have to look left and right. Also, bridges, you want to make sure that you hold your wheel firmly. You could be blown to the left or blown to the right. You also want to make sure about construction zones. If workers are present, you want to drive at 45 miles an hour. You always want to look and you always want to be prepared if someone drifts out into your lane. Hazard areas, schools, downtown areas, downtown California, downtown Detroit, downtown Chicago, downtown New York. Hundreds, if not millions of people walking out in front of you. Some are following the pedestrian crosswalk lights, some are not. It's very overwhelming for beginning drivers, and I try not to put drivers in those situations in that first drive. We're driving in neighborhoods, we're making right turns, hand over hand in, we're making left turns, looking hand over hand out. We have great speed control and balance and comfort. Let's continue. You have to look left, you have to look right. Those things are extremely important. And you want to communicate on your road test. Your tester will give you directions. I need you to make a right turn. I need you to make a left turn. At that beginning level, your instructor will give you that support, help you push through that anxiety, and you have to punch fear in the face. So I'm here to help you engage and help you do well. I want to talk about traffic conditions. Heavy traffic, people going really fast. Heavy traffic, people going really slow. Heavy traffic, people on the phone. All three are dangerous. What I suggest you do is keep a space cushion. A space cushion is a space for every 10 miles an hour. When you have that space cushion, you will be super consistent. You will be safe. I call it speed, space, and smile. Okay? So I wanted to leave you there with awareness. You got to be aware of the traffic. If this brought you value, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I'm a state certified instructor. I wanted to say thank you so much and have a blessed day.